Did you have any other choices? I mean, I'm sure coming from Atlanta, Spelman might have been thrown in your face a few times. So how did FAMU become your choice?
That's a good question. So unlike a lot of people, FAMU was not my first choice. I thought I was going to Spelman. Being from Atlanta, I wanted to stay in Atlanta. But I will say that the July before freshman year started, my mom got a letter in the mail from Dean Mobley talking about the SBI 5-year program, and that by the 3rd year I could have in-state tuition. And she said, you are not going to Spelman anymore. You are going to FAMU. And initially, I was just a little upset about that. I'd already talked to my roommate at Spelman. I was bringing the refrigerator. She was bringing the microwave. Had it all figured out. Right. But so then that change happened, but it ended up being the best thing though. So I knew I wanted to go to an HBCU. I wasn't exactly sold that it was going to be FAM, although my grandparents did meet here though. So there was a little bit of a connection from that standpoint.
And being a Florida A&M student, there's usually a generational influence on kids that see their parents go to the Classic and attend homecoming. And you'll hear about it, especially in Florida, but as well as outside. So there's a lot of influencers that guide us along the way to become HBCU students. So I'm glad that you actually had a legacy that you kind of are following up in your family. So I want to talk about a few of the struggles that adjusting as a freshman that you may have encountered.
I would say the bigger struggle when I first got here, I was honestly a little homesick.
Yeah.
I wanted to go home. Not go home permanently, but I felt like I wanted to visit home more often.
Right.
That first semester, just trying to get acclimated though. And I will tell you what the turning point was. So Kappa my freshman year.
Turned up.
The best $20 I've ever spent in my life. I think it was Outkast and everybody from Atlanta and Slick Rick. And I remember at that moment I was like, college and FAMU is the greatest place on earth. I don't ever want to go home. So my mom said, she's like, you didn't come visit us after that though. So yeah, so a little bit of homesick, but overall acclimating was fairly easy for me.
So being able to have Atlanta being embraced spring, so it must have been a kind of a hard fall for you a little bit. But during the spring is when you finally start to come around and accept it and, blossom as a Florida A&M student. Now, did you stay on campus? Pattyfoot?
Yes.
Oh, man.
And not the Pattyfoot that you know today that is a single room. I had a roommate in this little bitty space.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was a foot soldier, but I was I think we were proud of it, though.
Yeah. Pattyfoot was lit back then.